Welcome to a Team Loonicorn video. In this video, we will be doing an unboxing of the game Killbots Inc by Douglas Crawford. It was later picked up by Golden Bell Studios. If you don't know about GBS, they have an infamous reputation for either not delivering the products they delivered, either delivering incorrect products, or basically just giving everyone, the developer and backgrounds alike, the runaround. But this video is not about them, so let's go back to the game itself. The game was put onto Kickstarter in 2017 and it arrived in Australia in October of 2020. I have recently opened up this box, so you don't have to worry about seeing me struggling with wrappers and whatnot. The front cover, to me, is quite eye-catching, and to be quite honest, if I saw this on a shelf at my FLGS, I would definitely pick it up and take a look at it. Even if the box was turned to the side, I think that is pretty well eye-catching just on that by itself. The back of the box, it's it's not overcrowded. The text and the blurb does actually give you a reasonable explanation of what the game is about and what the components of the game look like. So let's have a look what's inside. Another nice thing about this box is that the lid is a snug fit. It's not ultra tight. There are many game boxes out there where the lid is either way too loose and comes off in storage. So when you're doing this, so this lid comes off, all the components just fall out. Or the lid's way too tight and you're struggling and even ripping the box lid cover to be able to get it off. One of the stretch goals in the Kickstarter was to have this as a magnetic box, but to be honest, I feel that only some games really benefit from a box like that. A simple lid like this is enough for most games. It was also another stretch goal for Spot UV. For those of you who don't know about that, it gives you kind of a glossy, reflective look on some parts of it. Again, it's just eye candy. It's good if you're going to retail. Makes people notice your game more often, or hopefully that's the hopes anyway. But really, once you've got the box open, all the components out, you're not looking at the box, you're looking at the components. So I would rather have upgraded components than upgraded boxes. That's just a personal opinion, but it does look good. The plastic, this is just my thing. I do this to protect the cover, protect the box. I have had instances where people have spilt liquids onto my boxes, and luckily the plastic has kept it safe. All I do is cut down the two sides and the bottom and flip it up as a kind of a lid. Anyway, back to the game. I do like the fact that they have put something inside the lid. A lot of games ignore this area and have it just plain. We can also see that the box uses quite a sturdy cardboard instead of the flimsy stuff that companies like Parker Brothers and whatnot love to use. Okay, so let's have a look what's inside. First of all, we have the instruction manual. A quick flip through. It looks pretty good. It's not overly crowded. It does appear to be long enough to explain the rules of the game. We'll take a closer look at the rule book a little bit later on in the video. Next, we have the quick start guide. It's just two sides of a piece of paper, but it does give you a good rundown on the rules itself. Next are the persona cards. Let's have a look at these. So we just take it out of the cover. Okay, so the artwork on here is pretty good. It seems a bit simple and sort of on the aimed at towards kids, I think. But to be honest, I think that's what this game is actually aimed at anyway. So it's perfect art design. The cardstock it's not too bad. You know, the Kickstarter did say that there's going to be an upgrade to the cardstock, but you know, Golden Bell's got their hand on it, so they're probably obviously cutting costs and cutting corners. But other than that, it's okay. It's not too flimsy, so it's reasonable quality. It's definitely better than what Parker Brothers is doing with their cardstock these days. They're making this almost paper-like. So please, Parker Brothers, if you're looking at this video, please give your cards a bit more thickness so we can actually use them better. Anyway, the Kickstarter campaign said that they were going to try to put health and parts dials on these cards. As you can see, it didn't eventuate. All we do is have the trackers. You know, to be honest, it's not that bad. It'd be nice if they had dials. You know, it'd be like a cool factor. But this is functional. Okay. So let's have a look at the next components. The markers themselves. Now, these are probably the parts that are the most disappointing to me. They are kind of just, let me see if I can get the zoom in on that. Very cheap plastic, almost same kind of plastic you get in Christmas cracker toys. They're meant to be put onto the card to give you an indication of what number you're on. I wouldn't necessarily put it on this way. It sort of covers up the number. If anything, I'd put it on this way. Because of the cheapness of the clip, I wouldn't try to push it on too far, as it seems like it would actually snap off or something. But otherwise, you know, we can move them up and down. It does give an indication of what number you were on. Although it could have had a better version of this. I would have preferred, say, a marker similar to the markers used in the Betrayal at the House on the Hill, such as, let me put this down, such as these ones. Okay, whoops. So that would have worked much nicer. But you know we have what we have. It does work, as I said. They're a bit flimsy, but they are workable. Next, we have the dice and the corporate cog. Don't mind the cardboard that was used for the print and play version. So the cog itself, when you open the box for the first time, is actually in there loose. I put it into the baggie so that it wouldn't just be flopping around everywhere. The corporate cog isn't too bad. It's looks like it's made out of wood. The pictures on the box show it as being made of blue and red, but this is obviously just blue. Does it really matter? Not really. In the rule books, it does have some rule variants that uses this, and it either talks about having it in your possession or flipping it over. But as you can see on the other side, it's there's no marking, so there is a distinction between being upright or upside down. The dice themselves, these are just your standard D8 and D10 with custom sides. The quality is not on par as dice would get if you bought dice separately, but they're not too bad. They seem to be made out of the cheaper plastics. They're kind of lightweight, but other than that, they do roll reasonably well. Okay. One of the things I don't like about the dice, though, is the fact that the sides don't seem to be arranged properly. As you can see, all of the the successes are on this side, the misses and the failures are on this side. It would have been nice if they were actually distributed a little bit more randomly, so that when you roll it, you're not always going to have one side or the other coming up. And similarly with the D10. If we have a look at that, all the 1s and a 2 is on that side. If we flip it over, the other rest of the 2s and the 2 3s are on that side. Again, if they were mixed up a bit, I think it would have been a lot better. Before we deal with the cards, let's have a look at the box itself. Inside the box, the insert shows where to put the cards and the dice when packing it away. Personally, I wouldn't necessarily put the components like that back in, as I suggest, because that would require the cards to be loose. As you can see, there was two packs of cards. There are 3 types of cards, so 3 positions. But placing them here would mean removing it from the packs. Unless you're putting it in your own baggie, they're going to rummage around and fall all over the place inside the box, which I'll demonstrate a little bit later on. So that's why I prefer to keep it inside the original packaging there. Underneath the packaging is just plain box, not too much to write home about. Okay, so let's have a look at the cards. We have 3 types of cards. Let's get this one out. There are 115 cards in total. Of the 115, there are 62 red robot cards. There are 31 blue instant cards, and there are 22 yellow upgrade cards. Of the robot cards, there are 37 unique designs. So just quickly flip through some of these so you can have a look. Of the blue instant cards, there are 27 unique designs. And of the yellow cards, of the upgrade cards, there are 19 unique designs. The card stock on these things is the same as the Persona cards, but again, reasonable quality. At least it's better than the thin cardboard you can get in some games. It would have been nice to have a little bit thicker, but if you have some heavy-handed people, you may want to sleeve them or have some way of protecting them better. They do kind of work okay with bending. They do kind of hold up to that. So unless you're really rough with them, they're going to be okay. The artwork, as you can see, again, they're on par with the Persona cards. It appears to be more aimed at kids, which I kind of like. I like the style there. We got the Electron. We have little robot buddy here. The iconography on here is simple. We have all the symbols and the numbers and whatnot quite easily seen and quickly easily be read. So no real bad designs there, I think. Okay, so if we take a look at putting the cards in the box, let's do this, and say put that up here. If we rummage around a bit, as you can see, the cards start flopping around everywhere. I'm only shaking it a little bit, but in transit, it's going to be a lot worse. I know there's going to be stuff put on top of it, but still, cards love to be able to rummage around and get everywhere in the box, and it takes you longer to sort the cards out. With this case, you don't necessarily have to do that, but in some games you have to sort the cards out. So that's why I put them back into the original packaging. Okay, so let's take a closer look at the instruction book. The first thing I notice is the content page. This is a welcome edition. This one probably not really necessary, But I do know there's a lot of other games that they have a lot of pages, a lot of rules, but they don't have a content page. So you're flipping back and forth trying to find the rules. But as I said, it's good using nice use of white space. The text is of reasonable size. It's good contrast. You can read it relatively easy. Right here, you can see one of the proposed versions of the D10. It is meant to have been a metallic die, but you know, what we have right now is not too bad. And over here we can see what the dial on the Persona cards would have looked like if that was actually implemented. And again, over here, the D8 in metallic form. So yeah, the instruction book is definitely pretty comprehensive, way more comprehensive than the print and play version of the instruction book, which was just a simple 3 pages long. The back of the book here contains additional ads for other games that I've been dealt with Cordon Bell Studios. No offense to the creators of those games. I had a look at them. They do look good, but I'm not going to line line the Cordon Bell's pockets with money. And they're still in production even after quite a few years, supposedly already done. So you know that you take from that what you will. Now I haven't had a chance to actually play this version of the game. If it plays like the print and play version, it is actually quite enjoyable. The rules are relatively simple. As I said, the artwork and the theming of the components and the artwork and whatnot is quite nice. Well, is it actually worth the money that was paid for on Kickstarter? Probably not. It was $50 USD on Kickstarter. I would have actually chosen a different game if I had known what this was like. There are other games that are at that price point that are, have more components, more complex components. But other than that, if it was a cheaper price, I would definitely look at picking this up. Anyway, that's the unboxing of Killbots Incorporated by Doug Crawford. Thank you for watching this video, and if you like this video and you would like to see more, don't forget to like and subscribe. I hope to see you in the next video. Until then, happy gaming.